haven't seen you in forever either. But what is up
I
with the hair
know.
today? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was cute earlier, and now it's like the sun came out and I started to sweat, and it got a little. My hair
No,
got a.
I was sweating my ass off in the truck waiting for the parade to start because in a score for the older folks, I will say this, when the much older people ran the parades, they were on time and they were more orderly. Welcome to Battleground Appalachia, Rural PA Dems Division. I'm Gillian.
I'm Lindsay.
And we're here to talk about the myths and realities of living and organizing in rural Pennsylvania and give you all the tea on why it's more progressive than you think. And just as we can say every single week of Reality Now, what a week.
What the fuck week?
What
What an election week.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize still Pennsylvania has elections every 6 months.
Every six, well, yeah, and I'll tell you what, there were, in fact, a number of very interesting primaries. None of them happened where I live, and so it was
Yay.
a struggle to give a shit. I was like, I know I'm supposed to care, but I have such severe senioritis as just a chairperson.
Right. So I didn't have a primary, but I had one of the largest write-in battles we can have. So in case people don't know, PA, State Senate 50, candidate that we got signatures for changed their mind 48 hours before they were doing Harrisburg and didn't file. And so we had a wide open ballot, and nobody, it was a couple weeks going by, nobody's doing anything in any of the counties. No one's coming forward. So Crawford County drafted someone from Mercer County, but who works in Crawford County, that we could get the signatures. Well, not the signatures. I mean the votes to get a write-in candidacy in the three counties. And it was for Meadville to organize 500 Democratic votes is not hard. It just takes concerted effort. But as we know, the sitting senator, Michelle, did not want competition. And so she spent money, she spent time, she spent effort. To my understanding, there are people who made estimates who told me, and I think it's a little high, that she spent $15,000 to prevent us from getting on the ballot by her dynamically speaking to Democrats and not to tell them to write her in and that way they could have a candidate. But in that information,
Yeah.
we didn't specifically disclose that she was also the Republican incumbent.
Right.
Democrats are good-hearted folks, and sometimes they get formal mail and they do what they think is the right thing when they're given that formal mail.
Sure, of course.
And they got robocalls, they got text messages, they had canvassers at their polling place, all saying write Michelle in as the Democratic candidate. But we had ourselves a candidate. And we spent, I haven't gotten the final bill on the answered text messages that we did, but I mean, and there was time spent, massive time spent, from about 6 people, volunteer time, but only about maybe $700, maybe $800 total. And I'm pretty sure the ending result's going to be that we beat Michelle's requests by having Sue Mulvey written incorrectly almost 4-1. And
Nice.
so most people did know that we were actually running a real candidate because she had actually run in 2018.
Right.
And we said we need a candidate and we're going to do a lot of this legwork for you. Would you be willing to, you wanted this job one time a long time ago, would you be willing to do this again? And she works for the public school district, and she is, I think, currently, she's not running for re-election, but she's a current maybe Northwest secretary for the PSEA. But because if she were successful, she was not going to run and be a part of the union because,
Right.
she's running this election. So she didn't want to be in conflict. So she's not running for re-elect. But it didn't take a lot of talking her into it. It was more like that she would have enough support that knew what they were doing to at least help start things and know what they were doing. So between me and Dan and Valerie and other, people from her campaign from previous that are from Lawrence and Mercer counties, and our outreach with getting her with Justin Wagner's campaign for congressional district because it's the same geographic footprint. Yeah, so Michelle didn't have a wing or a prayer on beating what I like to say the Crawford ground game. And we are always outspent by Republicans going up against Crawford all the time by a factor of at least 5. So it is the organizational tactics that do it, and the outreach and the turnout machine that we've created in the city and the nearby areas of knowing what a super voter is and talking to them and going and finding those people and just being like, hey, there actually is a reason to vote. Even though it doesn't look like there's a competitive primary, we need you to handwrite this name down. And they're like, oh, and that's just enough to give it more, stuff. So I think we had Dems in Crawford had about 29% turnout.
That's nice. I had not great turnout in my county, but again, it was nobody was nobody. I wasn't contested. I was blessed to not have to deal with one of the absolutely insane state committee races that we're having. The competitiveness of state committee races this year was bananas.
So I bullied Dan into doing it.
Yeah.
Because
thank you, Dan.
It's Mish. And Chris went gray from just being a member of state committee since he was 18, and he's good. He's good. And, I'm running for chair, so it would be the two of us, so that's fine. Whatever. And it's not like we have additional options. We don't have more than those spaces, the chair and the +1. But I didn't realize, I did know or hear that in places where there's lots of spots, it is competitive.
I mean, it's gonna be wild for me because I have now been on state committee for 12 years as a chair. And so I'm going in June for the first time as an elected state committee member, which I like to refer to as all the fun with 75% less responsibilities. Unless you're a dum-dum who does things.
I kind of want to kick you in the knee for that, but also you are...
I'm not wrong, am I? Am I wrong?
No. But you are also a dum-dum who does things. So you are going to end up signing yourself up and doing dumb things.
Oh, no. I mean, listen, you know me. I'm running for rural caucus chair again. Honestly, that's the only reason that I ran for state committee was that I'm running for rural caucus chair. So I was like...
And you have to either be a chair or be a state committee person in which to...
Yep. So here I go. But yeah, no, it's and having been on for so long, there's just there's a lot of people that either didn't run again or didn't win.
I saw some of that.
R.I.P.
There's a
Dwayne
lot of
Heisler.
people there was a whole bunch of people who dipped out of being chair too.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's a rough moment, that's for sure.
I mean, I don't know because I was drafted to be chair
Yeah.
last time. And then they were very hands off. Like unless I went to the people that drafted me to be chair, like unless I went to them with questions, like why the fuck do we do this? Why is this like this? Is so stupid. Why are we doing this? Like I'm like, tell me how it happened that it ended up this way, so I can understand why it's this way. Not like I can
Yeah.
change it. I just want to know how it got here, so I can
Well,
understand like the progression of the two bills.
I did what I assume will be one of the first of many lore sessions with the person who will probably be my incoming county chair, McKaylee Flaw.
The lore is so important.
The lore is incredibly important. You must understand the lore to know what's happening.
So when one of the first things I was ever taught, and then I took a very high level, expensive online class about it, was specific to. She told me, bylaws are not what you're fucking supposed to do, Lindsay. Bylaws are rules you have to sign up to do, and if you don't do things by the rules, there's the more rules you have, the less flexibility you have. It's a list of shit you can't do. And no one ever takes the dumb shit back out and like makes it go away. So the dumb shit piles on other shit, piles on new shit of dumb shit. And she's like, if you understand that bylaws are things that have historically been put in place because shit has happened and then a rule needed to be made for it and then nothing else went away. She's like, operate there. And I was like, oh my
Yeah, if we have a rule about it, it's because something happened.
Yes. And so there had to be a rule, but that doesn't mean that like the language got cleaned up and the streamlined, the processes got like fixed. No, it's just
that did not happen.
Upon a rule.
Yeah.
DNC is like
112,000%.
Well, and DNC is 179 pages. The state party is 108 pages, 110 pages,
something like that. Yeah.
Version of PDF, and so like DNC, you got to follow it. The state party can't override them, and then the state party's got their own, and then the county parties have their own rules. I was like, why the fuck do I want extra rules then? So I like we went through our bylaws, we edited and deleted and got rid of. We're 1.5 pages of bylaws.
Okay, yeah. See, so this is actually funny because this is a conversation that I had with with a friend of ours, Chris Kalsick. Hi, Chris. Who is the outgoing Snyder County chair since he moved to Altoona.
Yeah. So you gained
everybody moved to, but no. So here's the thing. So
you like a undervalued tool of turnout glory, and you gained it in the geographic area.
I gained it. I won so hard.
Can I like get him for like 5 months? Can we like do like a thing where like you get him like 6 months in a day, and like I get him
we split him up. Yeah. He travels around the state.
We could have shared custody.
A shared custody of Chris Kalsick.
I'm willing to do a minority custody agreement. Because
I suppose we'll figure it out.
Or put him on contract. I'll give like some kind of crazy ass political favor of to be mentioned at a later date, and and I just give him. I need him for my locals. He'd love it.
I'm sure he would be happy to help, even if he didn't live there, even if he doesn't live there.
He's very good. So
he's pretty great. So Oh, but so we were talking about reorg, and when can the new chair appoint vacancies? So here is a thing where you have to read bylaws carefully, because what he thought, and I was like, I don't think you're right, but okay. He was like, well, the PA Dems bylaws say that you have to wait 60 days after the vacancy is created to fill it. And I was like, it's weird that I've never heard of that rule, having filled so many vacancies in my time. So what I discovered is this: the thing that Chris didn't mention is that it says, if you don't already have a rule in your bylaws.
Mm-hmm.
And their Snyder County's bylaws are like 2 pages, so obviously they don't have a rule about it. My bylaws state very clearly that the chair can start appointing people to fill vacancies like as soon, like just immediately, basically. So, like, honestly, technically, I think that if I read it correctly, I might actually be able to appoint people myself, but I don't want to do that because that feels gross. I'm like, what if I wait? We should at least wait for the new chair to be elected. Come on.
Yeah, and if it's empty, like if it sits empty after the reorg, then
yeah, and so it's just like, everybody has to do it different, or everybody will do it slightly differently, but yeah, I was like, yeah, so McKaylee can like appoint you, like assuming nobody's been elected to that seat, and no one has. Then
I do have a question, and I feel like this it's not going to change what I do, but I do have a question. So some counties already went through their reorg.
Yeah.
But like for me, like my county, like the vote's not final. Like the results are not finalized. And with the results not finalized, if there's issues that hold the results up, and giving everybody notice for the meeting and to attend and then to show up and then to vote and it being allowed. I feel like I would be, as a chair, doing a stupid thing, a disservice, even though I do not believe in, I would have been told, I think by now, by Chris, my commissioner, if there was an issue where there was a possibility that there was a candidate in a precinct committee person that they might not make it, or there was competition and there was confusion there. And I'd have been told by now, but just for in case, like it did happen, best practice would be to wait until the results are final, and then you give proper notice to everybody who did make it, and have that meeting be the meeting for the reorg. And so I wanted to plan for the reorg so I could have all the materials ready to send to the new members, and have it all together and have it be a structured motherfucking meeting. And the earliest I could, in good conscience, with potential delays, do it is June 9th. And our state committee reorg is on the 12th.
Ours is going to be June 2nd, which is like a week earlier than what our normal meeting would be. But like, we want to make sure that everything is like settled.
But you remember, like 4 years ago, out of 67 counties, we had 57 new chairs. And we had a party reorganization. And there was still some counties that were not settled, like as far as like what was happening.
Yeah.
And so
there was some talk that Allegheny County isn't going to be settled before state committee, which I was like, that seems crazy, but all right. Although I feel like I do remember that having happened in the past.
Yeah. And then so those people, they might go to the state committee meeting. They might not just receive credentials because they're not
officially elected. Yeah, like the state committee people will be one thing, right?
Right.
The state committee people are elected, period. But like it's the chairs that might end up not.
And if it's a tight like, for instance, if we were in a tight race, which we are not in a tight race for chair, but
Right.
if we were in a year in which it was like 4 years ago, there would be a lot of not not great information. And sometimes you and I both know leadership does not change hands in a smooth way, because
No,
chairs have
never.
a lot of ability, if they so
Yeah.
choose, to not be helpful to the next chair. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of things that are owned personally by a chair because we spend money to do things.
Yeah, we spend
And
our
they're
own money
out.
to do this shit all the time.
Yes. Yes, we don't get a extra money. So like it's not the committee's. It's actually ours.
Yeah.
And so if somebody like up and walks away with the online credentials of a website, if somebody doesn't want to be helpful and you know, and
Hmm.
or is just disruptive, or just all of the things that you could be online, for
Yeah.
one, but also just physically, like the stuff. And it's not a smooth transition because leadership changed and it was not by choice. Shit can go real wrong. And then walking into a reorg at the party level, where if there's competition for that leadership, it can fuck up a lot of things and leave for so much bad feeling. So
Hmm.
I didn't want to get myself, because I'm a last minute bitch. And for the reorg though, I was like, this is one of those things for us, for the county. Like, I don't believe I have competition, but
Yeah.
also,
You never
though,
know.
I want to do it the right fucking
Yeah.
way, and
Yeah.
not be that person where people don't get noticed and they don't know that there's a meeting and they don't know their roles and responsibilities to show up before they show up.
Yeah. Because like I sent an email out about our meeting like 2 weeks ago at this point, our reorg meeting, and I've been talking about reorg
Mm-hmm.
for like the like since January.
Right, right. And like we kind of quasi set our date before we knew what the state committee date was. And then
Hmm.
we got on the state committee date and I was like, uh, the primary was like less than 30 days from that reorg date. So if the counties are not properly reorganized, can the state committees of those counties and can the chairs vote? Are they credentialed to be allowed to vote?
Um, yeah, I mean it's
Messy.
it's like a weird thing. And it's always tight, and I feel like people complain about it every time, and every time I'm just like the this is the timeline every single time.
I'm gonna. I would have a hard time probably ever saying anything negative about Eugene because we're closet nerds together deeply.
Hmm.
But I think, and he's really good at staying out of personal bullshit.
Yeah, yes, he
And
is.
if you put him in it, he he tries to get out of it, and if
It's
he has
like
to just
it's
like pick
trying to
a
give a
side
cat
and
a bath. Putting Eugene into personal drama is what that is.
we might be less dramatic and problematic as Pennsylvania Democrats could be, which sometimes is fun for us, but because he doesn't feel the need to be the drama,
Yeah.
but he's Pennsylvania was one of the most gerrymandered states in America until 2022, and now we are not. And now we
Yeah.
have a House Democratic majority. We have a barely Republican Senate in and we have a 50-50-ish split, and our districts that are 50-50-ish split for congressional candidates.
Yeah.
And but we were as insanely gerrymandered as Wisconsin and Ohio up until 2022. and this is the first time that we have ever not been in, 30, 40 years. And so, like, the swingiest of the swing states with the most electoral delegates of the swing states is finally not gerrymandered. And the only way that we can, for one, because it's never been in our favor, just prevent it not being our favor, is to win all of the houses. I don't even give a fuck. Okay, in my dream life world, we win everything all the time, and we have a perfect policy, and then it's always about like inner fights of like how insanely progressive and great we can be. I live in reality. I want 1 or 2 seats to make us even +1 in our state senate. I want like a couple more seats in the House of Representatives for the state would be great, because there's like 30 some bills passed automatically, and like, we would never have late budgets, and we would have revenue where we wouldn't have to tax regular people because our revenue would come from legal weed.
Yeah,
And it
that would be delightful.
Gambling that is untaxed, and it would come from local corporations that don't pay taxes at all and make their employees pay. And like, then residents' taxes wouldn't go up. We would just get that money and throw it into schools and to old people's health. And that would be great. What the fuck? Like, that's what I want.
That would be great.
That is what we call a trifecta.
In the meantime,
and we would like to have those things.
Yeah, in the meantime, it's like, well, sorry, but the Senate isn't going to do anything, so we should probably get... Also, can I just... The number of dumb... What?
30 some bills that have been passed that are for working people, that are for affordable childcare, healthcare, roads, all the things, are sitting there and never being voted on because of two motherfuckers in the state Senate?
3. But
that's why I was like, Crawford has to have a seat. Like, we've had no candidate, and we've got out of 50 candidates, have one running everywhere so we can get these next 3.
Well, I was very pleased to have, for like I think the first time in my entire time as chair, we had a full slate of candidates. Which was shocking.
And we do now too. So happy.
I was like, this is amazing. How? I don't understand.
But people were willing to put their names down.
Right.
And they knew that they didn't know shit, and that the shit was going to be terrible and hard. They've seen it. They've heard it. They knew enough to know it was going to be bad, but they were still willing to try. And in our turnout, I don't think ever, I don't want to know the date of the last time a Democrat had, in a primary, more votes than the Republican for Congressional District 16. But Justin Wagner beat Mike Kelly by tens of thousands?
5,000 votes, looks like.
5,000 votes ultimately, yeah.
But that's still incredibly impressive.
Yeah. So like that's by raw vote.
Bonkers.
That's no registered independents.
No. Even just registered Democrats.
That's just Democrats showed up and turned out, and people are so motherfucking disgusted by Republicans that Republicans didn't even show up.
Yeah, I mean,
at a mediocre level. Like 10.
Yeah, like it's pretty. I mean, even in the 14th congressional district, which is Guy Reschenthaler, Alan Bradstock, the Democratic candidate, got over 48,500 votes. Guy Reschenthaler got 52,400 and some. That is not the gap that I would assume.
Yeah, and that is without a single registered independent voting at all. That does not include any couch sitters. Nothing. Those are just the The most hardcore of
Yeah.
the primary voters in non-contested elections are like people who show up and write their name because they just know my job is to show up and write my name down and like just sing for my
Right.
team. And there's, even though there's nothing to do, and even with our people having at that point in time nothing to do, they still did it. The others
Yeah.
didn't.
I mean, it's impressive work. That is for friggin' sure.
And every time there is a competition on the primaries, even though they get fucking ugly,
Yeah.
Dem on Dem crime is worse than R on R crime, I think. Like,
Yeah, quite
bring our primary,
often.
can we bring our primary energy against each other to the general sometime?
Well, and I'm guessing that the Republicans who backed non-incumbent primary challengers are probably going to coalesce around the incumbent that won without much of a problem at all. Would love some of that energy.
Yes, because our side holds
Yeah.
grudges.
Well, and it's just like, so, here's the thing, like, we should mention this for a minute. Like, there were several Republican incumbents that had primary challengers, and all of that was funded by the gaming lobby, by the skilled games people.
And some of
And
it
they
was
fucking lost hard.
They did. But did you notice though too, even though the skilled gaming non-taxed lobby was up, the minute like they were spinning their wheels and trying to do that shit to like sink the Republicans, the taxed sports gambling and taxed casino money decided to jump in and come save that incumbent Republican. Because they're like,
Yeah.
no. We all might be gambling, but
But we're not all gambling.
and I'm gonna make you
Yeah.
pay me. Because
Yeah.
we are,
If we have to pay taxes, you have to pay taxes, bitch. And yes.
And they sent money. Big money.
Yeah. Sometimes the enemy of my enemy
Is my independent
is my
expenditure.
special interest friend.
Is my independent expenditure organization that might say nice things.
Right.
Or mean things
now,
about me
obviously in the general election, no, goodbye. Sorry, we're not friends anymore. But not that we were really friends to begin with, but
right. And they're never going to give us money.
No, certainly not. And I'm glad for that. They could take their money and shove it up their asses.
And let's just for the funness of it. Like I'm going to use family members of mine historically that came from Naples and Italy and Sicily in the early 19s and moved to Buffalo, New York, and might live in Nevada and have a it's just a small horse ranch in Texas. But I was never allowed to visit my second cousins. I was allowed to go hang out with my older boyfriends that were at SUNY Brockport, that were at the frat house at the age of 16, but I was not allowed to go visit my second cousins at the horse ranch in Texas for probably for a reason. And those are the people that the PA GOP ultimately, like not maybe my specific relatives, but the people we're talking about where it's gambling and the gaming, the PA GOP has decided to take money from them, be their mouthpieces, and argue for them. Whereas like Dems are never going to see that money because we are just sitting here saying, oh no, we're going to fucking tax you to hell if we win the trifecta. Like we're not going to increase taxes on Pennsylvanians. We're going to soak you because that money's
By the
And they
way,
don't even try. They don't
this
even
whole
try.
taxing the wealthy thing and taxing corporations, and by the way, and I'll say it a million trillion more times, 73% of businesses Pennsylvania do not pay Pennsylvania corporate taxes.
I
But
would
I
love if
saw,
find out where on your W-2 does it say that your payroll check comes from? Put it in the comments.
so I saw somebody on my Facebook feed post a thing with this guy that's like, the average person that makes 150K pays $30,600 in taxes, and a person that makes 25K pays like $1,200. So it takes like 25 people who make 25K to make up that one 150K person. So like, why would we tax the rich more? And I was like, what? By the way, I wish that I were exaggerating that argument. I'm not.
Ooh. So even if it's a meme, that mean
Well, it was,
totally
I mean, like, it wasn't, this is the person that I saw it posted from did not write the original post. It was like a screenshot of a tweet, I think. Um,
so
okay.
basically the
So
dumbest
the
people
guy who posted it goes by, his name is Jeff Rose, but he goes, yeah, Jeff Rose. He goes, everyone shouts tax the rich, but look at the facts. A 150K earner pays around $30,600 in federal taxes. A 25K earner pays about $1,200. It takes 25 people on 25K to contribute what one 150K does. So why drive high earners out of the US when they already shoulder most of the burden? The problem isn't how much tax is collected. The problem is how much government waste. Stop blaming the rich. Start holding the government to account. First of all, sir, you gave none of anything that he said had anything to do with the government. He did not provide any sort of actual argument for government waste. And also, if you think in like at any time in the last decade that $150,000 is a rich person, you're a fucking idiot.
that was what I was gonna I was waiting for you to finish the point, but my whole point was gonna jump in and I was gonna be
Yeah.
like 150K ain't rich at all.
No.
It is middle.
Right.
And if it's per household, it's middle, also desperate, depending on how many kids you have. And if
Yeah.
it's a single person income, it's middle high,
I have never,
depending on what county you're from.
like, I'm trying to think. I don't think that my particular family has ever made it to over 150K.
Like annually, like
Yeah,
one
annually
person, like for one person or for like a household.
for the whole household. We've gotten over 100K for the household for sure, but
Yeah.
not 150.
Yeah. And so I like to like say all the time like I'm super bougie because like back in the day and my dad was gas and oil. And we were the family who my jeans were more expensive, but I was still in ripped jeans, band t-shirts because more expensive mascara and like fun trips with my dad, but his retirement's very nice and
Yeah.
he is doing great, but we weren't like the housekeeper type of family, and my mom wasn't. So like it was the no show upper middle, and then same with me and Kevin is probably like upper middle, and I'm upper middle. And then just one kid, and we live in a low cost of living place, so we're probably, to be honest, in the upper 90% of residents in my county.
Right.
But we don't show that. And but it is not, you can't take our income, move somewhere else and have the same lifestyle in any way.
Yeah. No, of course.
Not at all. And then when we're talking rich people that don't pay any taxes at all, we're talking the people who take out loans because they don't pay themselves, because their businesses are for profit, and then they don't even need to take a paycheck because they literally just take out collateral loans to go buy their boats.
Yeah.
And that number of people is increasing, and their wealth is increasing, and there's no way to tax it. And they use their businesses, use our roads, their
Yeah.
workers use our schools, and they use our mail. They use our airlines. They clog up and slow down the ability for people to get around because their shit gets to be delivered on Amazon and it's not ours. And they don't pay anything at all. Nothing for any
Yeah.
damage. It is just everybody who does a physical fucking job behind a desk to flipping burgers. That's the only people who pay anything at all. And we should
Right.
probably change it. Because why should you
Probably.
get a low interest loan to just buy your boat with and then wreck the roads with your heavy ass traffic? I don't get it.
It's
I don't get it.
utterly insane. Like, and this is so like one of the tax fairness policies that Penn Policy Center talks a lot about is how do we in Pennsylvania tax wealthy people, because Pennsylvania has a uniformity clause, and so everybody pays the same tax rate, personal income tax rate. The thing is, what about income that's not from work? Capital gains,
Tax does not work. People who
those things, like, though you didn't work for that money, it's just sitting there working for itself.
Yes.
And so, yes, we can all still pay the same personal income tax rate. We could just then tax these different kinds of income.
Correct. And so it's like this, and a lot of regular people don't realize that they are, no matter what their income is, bearing the entire burden of it. And to be, this kind of fits into, and people get mad at me because I'm I'm a Shapiro defender on this.
Sure.
AI data center issue, because he's like, we want the business because there are going to be upon our grid data centers, period. It is going to drive up the costs, period, for everybody. And people are like, well, he's not picking the fight with the data center. I'm like, no, he's fucking picking the fight with the PUC, which is a bigger and fucking better fight, because where we have to get our energy, which Pennsylvania mainly supplies for, and all the other states it has to cross through Pennsylvania to get to all the other fucking states. He's saying, okay, you need to figure out how to, all the increased cost in electric need to go and be paid for, and all of the fundamentals for the grid need to be paid for by the people putting the pressure on the system, which are not small businesses, which are not residents. They need to eat the cost, and you need to figure out how to bill them for it. I don't give a shit if the one like state rep that was sitting on the dick of the other state rep that was Republican, that was from Harrisburg, and like she dropped out, and she had a husband that was mad at her because he's a judge now, and it was embarrassing. Like, good for you, and you were selling and walking around saying AI data centers were going to give us all like wonderful shit and investment. No, it's going to give us like 100 jobs at best. And it's going to drill up the electric, and Shapiro isn't fighting against the existence of the fact that data centers exist. He's fighting against the bigger fight with how to categorize, how to pay for it, because he can't control if it happens or not.
Well, I mean, so yeah, because I mean, like the fact
Around it,
is,
but
right?
he can do things around it, but
He could do
picking
things
apart the
around it,
PUC
but
doesn't.
as long as we don't have the state senate, he cannot pass the regulatory bills that need to be passed. One,
Right.
two. Um,
Ain't gonna fight. He doesn't have a dog in the fight. He can't do anything about it. Can't stop it.
well, so yeah, I mean, like there are things that we could do, but like also it's just like, yeah, we could do these things. There are literally bills waiting to be passed. Why haven't they been passed? And I hate to break it to everybody, but that has very little to do with Josh Shapiro and a lot to do with we don't have a majority in the Senate.
Yes.
Um,
And
and
I do appreciate though that he transferred that fight. He did change who he was picking the fight with.
because there's different ways to deal with things, and that is something that is important to understand.
And this is a lot of
You
us
got to look
educating boys.
for the what lane is available to pick a fight.
And
And
he,
yeah.
and he can bully the PUC because we are right in the middle. And as governor, he could opt out. We could contribute less. We could try to figure out some other fucking system to get electric in the middle of us, but it would also
Well, that probably we can't do.
It was a little bit of a bullshit argument, but the fact that he knocked on the door to pick the fight with the people and say, you're the one who can choose to differentiate where and who has to pay for this. And this is
Yeah.
something that's on you. That argument I haven't heard out of anybody else's mouths. And I can't say that I'm super deep into everything about the data center argument, other than the fact that I do know that they're looking for places, especially with water, especially that are less inhabited, things they can large swaths they can purchase on private, like just like private prisons, just like private immigration prisons. They can buy old big lots and put them there. Like Josh can't like choose to. He can't stop that sale. He can make things regulatorily very uncomfortable
Yeah.
and not give special privileges and put pressure on him. But like we can't do laws until we have 3 more senators. Motherfucking goddamn it.
Unfortunately, that is how it be right now. And I think it's really frustrating for people, and I understand that. And I
I
don't,
really do.
like, listen, if you don't think that people who do this all the time aren't frustrated, if you think that people who do this all the time aren't wildly and intensely frustrated, you are deeply incorrect. All of our mental health is non-existent.
Here at Heather's, and I don't know about you, but I randomly I give gifts to the scheduler at my doctor's appointments, and I've floated tentative offers of like, can you get me in whenever I want, like forever, like no, but like she can't, but she doesn't look away from gifts, and she's very nice to me on the phone, and that's a win. I know, like I'm not saying I'm bribing my secretary that works for my PCP, but maybe
You're not saying that though.
not. I'm just saying I'm super agreeable and I'm super gonna be helpful and super nice about it, and like I give random gifts. But and it should. And by the way, it shouldn't be like that. I'm using tools in my toolbox, and that's one of them. And I know how it be. And fuck, but. I read a really bad report, and if you've ever written a report that is college education level and you wrote it yourself at all whatsoever, you did better than the DNC non-edited. My best friend that I didn't pay for bought it, wrote it, and it's bad and it's wrong and also factually, substantively inaccurate plus poorly written. And if you're gonna dog Democrats for being fucking nerd life, like they're not one of us.
Yeah, whoever wrote that is not a nerd. I honestly, I have not gotten the whole way through it because there's some part of me that's like, I don't even see the fucking point.
I got 9 pages in, And I said, I need the clip notes of this, and the facts are wrong. So what the fuck am I doing here? It's 100.
Yes. Like that, just like it was so factually incorrect. Like my issue at this point, not even with like I I don't even know how to say
Facts are
this.
wrong.
Okay. Wait, I got it. My issue with this is why should I give a fuck about a document that is so incredibly factually inaccurate? I don't
We had no money.
understand.
The DNC had no money, and a DNC friend of a friend had some interviews that went unrecorded, didn't know how to do math, and then when they were presenting like the blandest, worst ideas ever, and it got fractionally fact checked, and they were like, "This is not a report." Oh my God, it was a year ago. We thought this was going to be a report. Oh my God, we can't release this because this is not a report. Oh my God, this report doesn't exist. Because frankly, it doesn't. And it's been too long to ever get those interviews again, get the information again, pull the data. Like you would have to just buy in. You can't recreate it, and it's been too long. And that shit should have been paid for. And frankly, Ken Martin should have said, we were broke, did not have the donors nor the money. We were in the middle of 2025, had no idea we were going to win as hard as we did, but no one was giving us money to commission anything. So I had a friend write it, and I'm throwing him under the bus and saying that was some horse shit, and we all know that was horse shit, and anything we write down is stupid, and it is incompetence. It is not us master scheming to hide something. It is incompetence.
We have for sure like an interesting year ahead of us, which TBH I would love to have a not interesting year. If I could just one year that is not interesting, I would
No. You are in the birthplace of democracy.
I am in the birthplace of democracy. It's never not interesting here, which this is
no campaign finance laws here, and we are wild.
You'll have no campaign finance laws, and you'll like it.
We have 2 pages. We have 2 pages of campaign finance laws printable. That's it.
Yeah,
like we are the wild west, and I don't know, like we are also the Hot Mess Express. So
yeah, no, it's so okay. This is going to be, as always, a fun time editing.
I guess I want to take like the meanest things they say about Josh and like, can you send them to me?
Yes.
So that I can send them to Jason so that he can play them for Josh, and Josh get mad, walk away, and come back and say, her son is so less boring than every back party I go to. Like he spends more time with John than he does anybody. Like he's so like we're at a back party and he's supposed to meet and greet everybody. He was so excited to talk to John and like stop talking to us because he was so done with us.
Yeah.
And he was,
I mean, to be fair, adults are the fucking worst.
And they all have their little complaints and their little like things, and I tell him, I'm like, my mayor says you're awesome, and she says hi. That's my kid. You and him both. He was your first TikTok ever. You both love Uncrustables. And you both play basketball. And he was like, oh. And he went and he took his book out of somebody else's hand. He's like, well, we're going to have somebody go downstairs and get you another one. And he signs it and writes a whole inscription of his book for John. And it was, he took it right out of one of the other organizers' hands. He's like, oh, that was your book? Well, you can get one from downstairs. And just he said it nicer, but that was it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, and John kissed Lori's ass, not this time, but the time before when he met her. Oh, and John visibly basked in her attention. Because she was also bored. And, like, for sure.
I mean, these things do get boring.
Yes, and we always tell them the same shit. Things they have to do, things they should remember, things that they need to, whatever. And then they see
Mm-hmm.
a kid who's just chilling in a little suit, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, thank God, like a normal person.
Yeah. Children are absolutely, yeah, that is actually children, weirdly, the most normal people at any given.
Yes, John is coming to state committee, and I did not get him childcare because he's 10. So he's just
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to not vote, and they're gonna have to just accept him into a whole bunch of meetings.
I mean, yeah.
He's bigger than Judy, guys. It's fine.
Who isn't?
Like he's 3 inches taller than her, and he's 10. So
Yeah.
but he'll fit in. He doesn't have a method to vote, so it's fine. No
Yeah,
one will ever,
absolutely.
no, except for when he randomly walks up, probably to Eugene while Eugene's doing stuff, and like just taps him, and he's like, "So when Grogu fought for Star Wars, and like just then, because they're both the biggest sci-fi fans ever." That might happen, but
You never know. It's everything is real weird. So let me wait. Okay, so poor Dan texts us things.
did he?
Okay, so yeah, so
We're
we
good.
actually we covered a lot um of what he gave us. Oh, except um that Stacy Garrity had a little campaign tour um with the what with PA Treasury stuff. So like people will say, and not to disagree with Dan, but like it is like while I would love to see Stacey Garrity doing a fun little tour, like making sure people know that they can claim lost money at like any other point, they are always gonna they're always gonna save these tours for when they're running for office.
Real quick, side note: the unclaimed property, right?
Yeah,
Is that what we're talking about? The ad. Okay, so it's not like they put out in the Meadville Tribune that the unclaimed property and just Pennsylvania Treasurer's Office says. Nope.
yeah.
It was her face, her shit.
Oh yeah, no. That is I'm looking at the ad. It is her face.
It's like a Chrissy Gnome on a horse, but like, come get your unclaimed property, like your free shit.
Yeah, come get your unclaimed property. Um
But that was not actually his biggest gripe about it. 'Cause so, like, to
I
read it in one more
yeah, I
level.
missed the full gripe.
So the full gripe is that this bitch, who can't apparently purchase eyeliner, and I have
Yeah.
so much negative to say, and I will upscale my negatives on her later. Now is not the time, but there are specific big negatives for later. Um, but her eyeliner is just the start of my disrespect. But my second level of disrespect is the fact that she is taking credit with her fucking face of the most glorious treasure that Pennsylvania's ever had. That program of unclaimed property was Joe Torsella.
Mm-hmm.
And she is taking credit for a successful program in which she contributed nothing other than being a treasurer because he created it.
Yeah.
Democrats create the programs that Republicans fucking cut ribbons for. End. Period. We
Yeah.
spend all of our capital, all of our energy to pass this shit, and maybe we're bad at communicating. We did it. These motherfuckers come in and take credit for it every goddamn day.
They sure do. Anything good is their thing. Anything bad is our thing. And I know that Republicans would be like, but that's how you guys talk about blah 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 blah. I know. Um, but
Every
like,
new bridge that we fought for infrastructure in the next, from now until the next 6 years, I want to just be there and kick a Republican in the dick for. Because you didn't vote for it, bitch. We had to
yeah.
like drag it, spend every ounce of political capital we had to pass some shit you should have just gloried in and frankly voted for. Like, you shouldn't be allowed at any ribbon cuttings if you didn't sign the bill that made it possible.
Yes, we have to be louder about winning.
And that it's
Which
ours.
like, well, and this is so one of the problems that we often have is that, and so this comes up with the minimum wage a lot, is okay, we have a bill to raise the minimum wage. Great. Um, it's not as good as we'd like it to be. That part is always at the top. That's like, well, I know this isn't what we want, but shh, shh, shh. We all know that. But like, you are just setting yourself up so that like, if we did win it, now it's like, well, we already said it sucked.
Well, yeah, we won mediocrity. We
Yeah.
killed ourselves to win mediocrity.
Right. And it's like, well, and I understand, right? Obviously, like, whatever it is that we're fighting for, until, I mean, let's be real, $15 an hour is not what it was when the fight for 15 started.
Nope.
Um, that being
It's more like the
said,
fight for 35. It's more like the fight
yeah,
for
right.
35.
That being said, which would we rather have, 15 or 725? Like, is something better than nothing? And does something mean that we can't ever increase it ever again? No.
And is Ohio better than us?
Yes,
Apparently.
yes, they are. West Virginia is better than us.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single state the whole way around us has a higher minimum wage than we do. All of them.
You know, out of all the things about like the increase in cost of electric, the increased cost of gas, the the specific hatred we should all feel generally, other than to Sherrod Brown, for Ohio, and that
Mm-hmm.
it should it like that brings us our registered independence on our side by like 85%,
Yeah.
just by hating Ohio, and they're our neighbor, and like we need to at least skill match.
People will find it strange how much we dislike Ohio, but we don't make the
Fucking
rules. They
fucking
suck.
Flatlanders. Fucking Flatlanders.
It's so
I am 9 miles from them,
flat.
and I'm 9 miles from them.
I'm
Like,
not
I live
do
on
I
the
can't do it. It's so
last big
flat.
hill. I live on the last big hill, like until
Mm-hmm.
that state line. Like fuck. But yeah, no, like the antipathy is real, and the fact that they pay their entry level workers better than we do,
Mm-hmm.
that is
It's ridiculous.
that's not even disrespectful. So like, did you? And I don't know if we want to weigh into it. I mean, I don't want to like drag your whole life into forever. I am a firm believer. Oh, it's gonna hurt that Congress should get pay raises.
Oh, I agree.
Good.
Now, not right now.
Mathematically.
Absolutely not the
Sure.
fuck right now.
Sure. Like, we are from a state, just to be clear, just to educate the world, that our state reps and
Mm-hmm.
senators that were Republican majority long time ago voted that automatically they would receive raises that
Mm-hmm.
were equal to the CPI increase, not even inflation, the CPI, the
Mm-hmm.
cost of living index, not
Yeah.
inflation. And that's why we have the highest paid most state reps and senators. And We have an
And I don't
outpaced
have a problem
actual
with them
cannabis
being
debt.
well paid.
Me
Here's
either.
why, because if they don't get paid well, how does somebody who comes from like a lower economic class, how do you do it?
Right. And
Like
we
you can't
and that's
afford to just like spend your own money to drive your car back and forth to Harrisburg or whatever you're going to do.
right. And especially from from Crawford and Erie, we have the longest trek and the most non-directional trek, and so they get per
Mm-hmm.
diem for that. Um, like, but also they have to because they are a full-time legislator. They are not a legislature that is like only in the summer or whatever. Like Texas, like when they're like our legislature goes away for like 6 months. I'm like, Pennsylvania,
Oh
get
yeah,
like some breaks.
there are legislatures that
No,
are in session for literally 30 days of the entire year,
exactly.
which
It's not their paid job. It's not their paid
oh
job.
yeah, they get paid, but not very much, and
Mm-hmm.
it's yeah, fine. That's not what we do here.
Not what we do here. Pennsylvania ain't like that. Our people are. They take like 4 and 6 week breaks a couple times a year and then go out of
Which,
session.
by the
But
way,
they work.
I lately like to point out to people that just because they're not in session doesn't mean they're not working.
They're campaigning. They're in their house district doing case management work. They're managing their fucking employees. Because
Yeah.
how else are they supposed to do it?
Like, you know, people
And they have to
forget.
maintain 2 residences.
Some of
They
them,
have
yeah, I mean,
to
some of them have
live,
apartments. If they're close
and
enough
sometimes
to drive, then it's not so bad, but not, I mean, we live in a huge state.
but Crawford and Erie don't, and there's no
Yeah.
fast way to even get there. There's no like prop plane. There's no way to get there without spending a day or two to get there. And then they're on the phone the whole time, and then somebody's driving them, and then they're there for 4 days straight, and so they're living elsewhere. And yeah, it might be a crash pad of an apartment, but when you consider that there's people from Hawaii and California and Arizona whose travel is not compensated for,
Hmm.
who have to be in session as our federal legislatures, and they have to live in DC, which is the most expensive place on earth, and they're living in their fucking cars.
Hmm.
They're living in their motherfucking cars.
Right.
Or living
Um,
in like a 5 6 person like version of a duplex or whatever, and anybody could get
hmm.
elected. You don't know anybody from anybody, and all of a sudden everybody's like crash padding like it's some random sorority or freshman year at a fucking
Right.
college, and then you're wondering why they are getting these independent expenditures and stuff, and like why they're spending this time fundraising. I'm like, that's actually like might be how they're subsidizing some of their bills, and that's also why like they're bought off by special interests because the special interests keep them in their position because it makes them have to spend less time on fundraising where they can spend more time finding a way to like make themselves be alive because they got elected and now they're this mouthpiece for
Right.
small dollar donations to be cunts online. And that's actually how they get paid. And that's the weird fucking shit that people where if they were paid enough to survive in DC and be there without having to do those things to just exist and not be a hot mess express and
Hmm.
not be bought off. Like, yeah, I mean, you always look like one of the first things they teach you in an Intel school is like look for somebody who isn't gonna be super tied to their values, but just needs money and you give them an easy in and you're not doing anything bad. You're not asking them to do anything bad, but you're going to give them something and it's helpful. And then all of a sudden you're giving something and then you're asking something really hard and really specific. That's how you spell.
Hmm.
And it's also how people lobby our electeds if they can't afford to keep their jobs and stay there. Like,
And so, yeah.
give
And so,
them
like, I am not
raises.
saying they need to make, like, seven figures or anything. I'm not
No.
saying they need to make much more than, like, at the federal level, fine, I'll give you, like, maybe 250K.
Yeah. Subsidize,
That being said,
tie it to
you
their
can have
housing
that. Can
costs.
the rest of us have health insurance, please?
Or if they're going to raise their own pay, raise the minimum wage nationally.
But this is the galling part, right? Because
Which happened last time.
Mike
That was the,
Johnson, yes, I remember. He said the last time we did this was 2009, and it's like, what was the other thing that happened then? Oh, wait, I remember the minimum wage went up. And then he proceeded to make the exact fucking argument that we're all making for why the minimum wage needs to go up, because he's like, I mean, costs have gone up, and like there was inflation, and so like, what are we supposed to do?
I mean, I love the
And
fact
it's
that
like, oh, so
Pennsylvania
you do understand the argument. So you
does,
do.
and that Pennsylvania legislatures figured out, Republicans figured out how to tie it to CPI,
Which we
and they
should also do with the
for
minimum
Social
wage.
Security and for the minimum wage is to tie it
Yes.
to the rate of the cost. Like, so CPI is the consumer price index. That is the thing that costs. So it's not overall inflation of the economy. It is
Yeah.
specifically the things that increase in cost that are like substantial for like housing drop, whatever, and they raise it proportionally, and our representatives cannot opt out of the increase. No matter
Right.
how Rick Scott got his Medicaid fraud stolen money from the state of Florida.
Yes.
Even if he doesn't want his check,
You
because
still
he,
like you can donate it, but you got to take it.
yes, and it takes the stigma away from the people that need it. It's just like a free lunch. Not everybody needs a free lunch, but not everybody has to say everybody needs to have a free lunch. But if everybody has a free lunch, everybody gets the free lunch. And then nobody's got
And
the
this is
stigma.
well, and I think this is one of the largest differences between progressives and
I do love this.
people that are from like moderate, like dead center over off to the right is I would rather one person who doesn't need a free lunch get that free lunch than have a bunch of kids starve. Like, I would simply like I don't care actually. And when they're like, "Oh, well if we forgive student loans, then people who can afford it." Well, people who can afford it don't need student loans.
Right.
Like, has that ever occurred to you? Like, nobody is like, I'm going to take out a student loan for funsies, right?
Right. Also, I mean, it shoots in the foot. Like, there's this broad swath of people, and I heartfelt identify internally with these people that I don't want. Maybe I would say I used to identify more so. I would rather, even if my kid could have gotten free lunch, to give him money so he didn't have to carry the yellow card to get the thing punched for free lunch, because maybe sometimes he could get free lunch or we qualified, and sometimes we did not. And then, like, it would cost my pride a little bit. But today, my kid would motherfucking never qualify for free lunch. But let me tell you, I'd be like, sign up for a free lunch and John, flash your fucking yellow fucking stamp everywhere.
Every time.
Flash it. Make it
Yeah.
so that other kid, like, because it's going to just make everybody.
Well, and this is the thing. The other thing, right, is when everybody gets free lunch, there doesn't have to be a marker about it. And then it's just everybody. Just everybody gets it. It no longer has any kind of stigma.
the parents are stigmatized, the kid is stigmatized, the communication between the parent and the teacher is stigmatized.
Mm-hmm.
Like why? For
Yeah.
what fucking purpose? All the free lunches, and I'll pay for 5 kids' lunches so that my kid has to carry a yellow card. That he
Mm-hmm.
gets the fucking free lunch, and I'll pay for fucking 5 of their lunches. But I did make the argument. I was really drunk one time, and I made the argument that charities shouldn't exist.
But
That
what?
charities shouldn't exist.
Oh, the charity shouldn't exist. Yeah.
Because our economy and our government should provide for the things, and equally everyone should, charities get the option to do niche issues,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe just if everyone was properly cared for or at baseline, like the need for charities and the need for rich people to like get to earmark their pet projects would go away, and that would be a
Yeah.
lot of the corruption gone. And I was like, so
Absolutely.
I don't believe in charity. And I always downvote the, but you round up for this. I'm like, so your
No,
corporation can
no, I
credit my
especially don't do
motherfucking.
that. You know why? Because I'm not contributing to my grocery store getting a tax write off. Fuck that shit.
Exactly. And that is exactly what they do. They credit your roundup, and they write off their having to pay their corporate taxes.
Yeah.
So always say no.
Yeah. No, I'm like, absolutely the fuck not.
Nobody knows that though. I feel like we should just do an ad campaign about that.
Yeah. Like, hey,
So
did
few
you
people
know
know that.
that, like, this money, like, if you want to donate to this thing, but don't do it through these stores because they're
Taco
just
Bell.
using it as a tax write off.
Don't round up at Taco Bell for women and girls health care.
It's a
Because is
weird thing to
it
say, but like, yes.
Because is the money even going to women and girls healthcare? Or is it going to a anti-abortion center?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. It's hard to say.
Right.
I
And
mean, it's
and
entirely
so
possible that it's like, well,
I'm
I mean, it
always
is a
like,
charity, so in theory, that is like,
in
you
theory.
can look it up, but that also involves like understanding how 990s work and all of that
And
other
that's your
stuff.
time and your effort when you can just say no and
Yeah.
donate on your own if you want it.
Yeah, that is, I will donate on my own, thanks, should I have the money to do so.
So many people do not know that they get the consumer write-off. Like that's a whole thing. Like they have no
Yeah.
idea. They're like, oh, do you want to donate this to the round up like the dollar to forever to feed hungry kids? I'm like, no, bitch, you're the one making the food.
Mm-mm.
And today, it might have been posted online. It might have only been posted on the doors, but my soup kitchen was closed today. And it was
Mm.
Memorial Day because it's a holiday. And the Crawford Dems are very close to the soup kitchen church, and it was another like 3 blocks if they wanted to walk, and there was like some type of picnic, but it was like a while away.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some people that were older that came from about a quarter of a mile, half mile away, and that walked, and it got warm in the middle of the day.
Mm.
You know what? The Crawford Dems, we don't charge anything, and we just had hot dogs with chili, and and like somebody came back around, and like we'd already been closed up or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
we had a couple people like that were like, oh, the soup kitchen, it's like, can you tell me which direction? And they were asking for directions, and it's the Crawford Dems are, we just had our Memorial Day shit. We were still
Mm-hmm.
shit talking and we were cleaning up, but we were giving out just like free hot dog, like
Yeah.
free, not for donations, not for pay, like. So if you got
Yeah.
sick, well, it was free. So sorry.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but Mayor Jamie was there, and Councilman and Councilwoman Moody and Harmsworth were there, and I was there. Steph was there, and we had a couple left over that we hadn't thrown in the garbage, and we were like, "Well, we don't want you to walk another 5 blocks in the heat." And she's like 90 pounds, and she's probably like 70 or 80, and we were
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know her. I don't fucking know if she's a Democrat or not. I was like, but
Mm-hmm.
do you want a couple hot dogs and you want to sit down in the shade here on our porch and just like, here's like a can of our lemonade and like water to go, and just like, here's some chips. We're still hanging out for another 20 minutes. So if you want to sit and eat. And yeah, one of the council people offered to just, hey, look, you're right back to your house. It's hot. And she was wearing like a hoodie and stuff. And
Yeah.
for a ride. Because there was a person who didn't know what day it was, and the soup kitchen wasn't open.
Yeah.
And she was old. And I'm like, what? Like, the Republicans are right next door. Their office wasn't open. They didn't have their bathroom available.
Yeah.
They were there being judgy and then left early, but and I'm like, man, we don't ask. We don't give a shit. Technically, what party you are. Like, we want Democrats to win elections. We're here to win elections, but also we also don't give a shit when we're doing the thing. What the fuck party you are? We do not fucking care. We're going to raise minimum wages, not for Democrats,
for everybody,
but for fucking everybody. We're gonna give healthcare not to just niche, like, people that we care about, maybe, and family members of trans teenagers, for instance. We're gonna give healthcare to motherfucking everybody.
Everybody.
Like, you Republican, like, this ain't going out to niche people. We're not over here saying sign up for white reparations.
Yes.
We're not here to say, hey, crimies, hey, my pre-squad of people that are going to go bust heads on election day next year, so I don't go to prison forever and die there, and my kids don't, for theft. That's
his kids, who are people that he's known for quite some time.
That he doesn't. I don't need.
I've known. I can't go to their wedding. Because
I have important.
He's like, I got stuff to do, but he is a person that I've known for a long time. Your child? Yes. Did you not hear that?
Yes. Oh no, I heard it, and I was like,
it's just so crazy. Every time I say it, I'm like, wait.
If I was on
that's crazy.
If I was the dumb coke bender motherfucker that he is, like, on all the coins and getting all of and that old ass is gonna die soon, I wouldn't want him there. I'd be like, cocaine in the Bahamas, bitch. And when Dad's
I don't feel like I'd be like super into having him there, but he clearly does have daddy issues, so I don't know.
That's what happens when you like
6 of one, half dozen of the other, whether he would actually want that.
I mean, if Trump could choose Ivanka to be his next set, I mean, he just laid it too wide and too deep to be anti-woman for her to. She is trad wife forever.
Yeah.
Like, Jared was trad husband. And now she's trad wifey because he's over here chilling with Saudi and making bad choices.
It's all very weird.
How the fuck are they? Maybe she's smart enough to know. But if she stays quiet for now and for the next 6, like,
if she just sort of like hangs out and.
I've got kids. I can say stuff.
What if nobody remembers that I'm here?
Yeah,
genuinely, I almost forgot that she existed.
My husband goes to jail. Both my brothers, but I've been inoffensive and put in this corner, and I'm just gonna sit here and wait with my Botox and just chill. It's a good plan because I'm unsure what other plan you could have.
It's a good plan. It is a good plan. It's probably the only
She's got the most brains out of them. To stay out smart.
I mean, not that the bar is real high because, I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm gonna bring us in for a landing here. All right. Well, thanks so much for listening. I've been Gillian.
I've been Lindsay.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, PA Dems Rural Caucus. You can listen on Spotify and more. And don't forget to like and subscribe, especially on our YouTube channel. And check out our website at pademsruralcaucus.com. Keep it rural.
Love it. Bitch, what's new?